You ever notice how everybody's on a diet? Everybody. Every single person you meet these days is on some kind of diet. They don't even say hello anymore. They just announce their food restriction. You meet someone for the first time, shake their hand, and before you even get their name, they're already giving you the list. Hi, I don't do gluten. Dairy makes me bloated. Sugar is poison. I'm off meat. I'm on juice. I only eat on Tuesdays, and sometimes I lick an almond for dessert. Nice to meet you, too. What do you want me to do with that information? Frame it? Put it on a plaque? Write it down in case I invite you to dinner. I wasn't even planning on feeding you. I just asked how your day was going. And it's always the same tone. That proud, smug, superior tone. Like they've discovered the secret to life. Oh, I don't eat bread anymore. Well, congratulations. You don't eat bread. What do you want? A parade? We used to build pyramids, bridges, skyscrapers. Now the big human accomplishment is saying no to a sandwich with me, everyone. I resisted toast. Wow! Call the Vatican. We got ourselves a saint. Every decade they come up with a new diet fad. You notice that? It's always a cycle. Somebody in a lab coat decides to rearrange the food pyramid, the media goes wild, and the whole country starts marching in line. First, it was all about low fat. Remember that? Fat was the devil. The word itself scared people. Fat, people couldn't even say it without whispering. She's on a fat-free diet. Oh, fat-free. That sounds clean. That sounds safe. You'd go to the grocery store and suddenly everything was fat-free. Fat-free cookies, fat-free cheese, fat-free yogurt. And people were so excited. They thought they cracked the code. They thought of finally I can eat a box of Oreos guilt-free. It says fat-free right there. They never stopped to think maybe the other 97 ingredients in there might not be a health food. But who cares? No fat, baby. And what happened? Did people get thin? No. They got fatter. Much fatter. The country ballooned. They were shoving fat-free cake down their throats and wondering why the scale was crying in the morning. I don't understand. I ate fat-free brownies. How did I gain 10 pounds? Oh, maybe because they replaced the fat with enough sugar to power a rocket ship. But hey, at least your conscience was clear. Then when fat-free didn't work, they flipped the script. Suddenly, fat was back. Fat was your friend. It wasn't the enemy, it was the hero. Now carbs were the villain, poor carbs. They had their time in the sun, then got dragged out into the street and shot. No bread, no pasta, no rice, no potatoes. You had people walking around like ghosts. Pale, tired, angry. You'd ask them how they were doing and they'd snap. They don't talk to me, I haven't had a potato in 6 weeks. It was like a cult. They looked at a bagel the way a priest looks at the devil. And of course it didn't last. Because you can't fight bread forever. Bread always wins. That's the thing. People love food too much. These diets ask you to declare war on food. And you can't win a war against something you love. You might last a few weeks, maybe a few months if you're strong, but sooner or later, you break. You wake up one morning and the smell of pancakes hits your nose, and suddenly all your principles vanish. You tell yourself adjust this once, but the next thing you know, you're sitting in a booth at the diner, surrounded by syrup, butter, bacon, and shame. That's the real food pyramid right there. And it never ends. The diets keep multiplying. Atkins, South Beach Zone, Paleo Raw, Juice, Detox, Grapefruit. Grapefruit. Remember that one? People were eating grapefruit for every meal, like that was the magic fruit. As if this one sour, bitter little ball of citrus was the key to eternal health. Folks were choking it down with a forced smile. Oh yeah, I love grapefruit. No, you don't. Nobody loves grapefruit. You love sugar on top of grapefruit. You love grapefruit once every 2 years when it feels exotic. But not every morning. Every morning it feels like punishment. And then came the juice cleanses. Oh boy, the juice cleanses. People started blending vegetables and acting like they reinvented medicine. Yay. Carrying around giant bottles of green slime, telling everyone they were detoxing. Detoxing? What are you? A rock star in rehab. You're not detoxing, you're starving yourself and drinking liquefied celery. That's not a detox, that's torture. People were paying hundreds of dollars for jars of juice they could have made at home with a $10 blender. But no, They wanted the fancy label, the Instagram posts, the sense of being enlightened. Oh, I'm on day 4 of my juice cleanse. Yeah, and your brain is shutting down. You're not enlightened, you're just dizzy. What kills me is how people think these diets are new ideas. They're not new. It's the same old crap dressed up in new clothes. Cut something out, restrict something, and pretend it's revolutionary. That's the formula. 1 year it's a don't eat fat. Next year it's a don't eat carbs. After that, a don't eat cooked food. Then a don't eat food at all, just sniff it. They keep recycling the gimmicks because people are desperate. Desperate to look better. Desperate to feel better. Desperate to believe there's a shortcut. Nobody wants to hear the boring truth. Eat less, move more, don't eat like a pig. Simple. But simple doesn't sound. Simple doesn't make you feel like part of a secret club. People want to feel special. That's what diets give you. They give membership in a little cult. You're not just eating, you're part of a movement. I'm keto. I'm vegan. I'm raw. Congratulations, you're also annoying. And the worst part is, these diets are never about health. Never. Don't let anybody fool you. It's not about living longer or feeling stronger. It's always about vanity. People don't go on a cabbage soup diet because they want to live to 95. They go on it because they want to fit into jeans by Friday. That's it. Pure vanity. And they'll torture themselves for a quick result. Oh, I lost 10 pounds in a week. Yeah, you also lost your sanity, your will to live, and probably a good chunk of muscle. Congratulations, you starved yourself thin for a minute. Enjoy it before you binge your way back up. What makes me laugh the most is how every diet promises the same thing. This time it's different. This one really works. They all say it. And people believe it every time, like gullible little sheep. They'll buy the books, the DVDs, the meal plans, the shakes, the supplements. They'll clear out their kitchen and fill it with whatever the diet requires. Kale, quinoa, protein powder, tofu, whatever. They'll rearrange their whole lives around this new philosophy. And a year later, they're right back where they started. Heavier, poorer, and still confused. But don't worry, a new diet will come along to rescue them, and the cycle continues. It's like a religion, really. Diets are the modern religion. You've got your rules, your sins, your commandments, your sacred foods, your forbidden foods. You've got your prophets. Those celebrity doctors and fitness gurus on TV preaching the gospel of kale and fish oil. You've got your rituals, counting calories, weighing food, logging meals. And of course, you've got your confession, standing on the scale, admitting your sins. Forgive me, treadmill, for I have sinned. I ate pizza last night. And it all boils down to one thing. People don't want moderation. They can't handle moderation. That's too boring. They'd rather go to extremes. Either eat nothing but cabbage or eat nothing but steak. Nobody says, hey, maybe I'll just have 1 cookie instead of 10. No, it's all or nothing. It's like we've lost the ability to eat like normal human beings. And every now and then you meet somebody who says, oh, I don't diet. I just eat healthy. Which sounds nice, but then you watch them eat and it's the same nonsense. They're picking at kale, sipping kombucha, sprinkling chia seeds on everything like it's magic dust. And they lecture you about your food. You know that burger you're eating has hormones in it? Yeah. Well, so does your voice, and it's irritating me. At the end of the day, all these diets are just proof that people don't want to face reality. The reality is we like food, we eat too much of it, and then we pretend there's some magical formula that will let us eat whatever we want and still look like an underwear model. That formula doesn't exist. Never has, never will. If it did, somebody would have bottled it by now and retired on their private island. Instead, we keep recycling nonsense, and the only thing getting thinner is our wallets. So here's my advice. If you really want a diet that works, stop calling it a diet. Just eat like a reasonable person. Skip the fads, skip the gimmicks, skip the cabbage soup. Don't need a book, don't need a DVD, don't need a guru. Just remember 3 little words. Put the fork down. That's it. That's the whole plan. You ever notice how food companies are always lying to us? Always. It's their main job. They don't even try to hide it. The entire food industry is built on tricking you into eating more crap while convincing you it's healthy. That's the business model. It's not about nutrition, it's about sales. They don't care if you live to be 100 or drop dead in the parking lot of a grocery store. They just want you to buy another box. And the way they do it is with labels, buzzwords, and marketing gimmicks that make absolutely no sense. Walk down any aisle in a supermarket and it's like being in a carnival funhouse. Nothing is what it seems. A box of cookies with big letters. Fat-free. Sounds good, right? Fat-free cookies, you think, hey, maybe I can eat these and not feel guilty. What they don't tell you is that to make them fat-free, they just loaded them with sugar, cornstarch, and glue. You're basically eating a sweetened roof shingle. But hey, no fat. You'll still get fat, but not from fat. You'll get fat from the sugar, which is somehow considered wholesome, like it came straight from Mother Nature's candy store. And then there's a low-fat. That was the golden word for years. Low-fat. People saw those two words and thought they found the fountain of youth. They'd pile low-fat cheese, low-fat yogurt, low-fat chips into their carts. And you know what happened? They ate twice as much, because in their minds it was safe. Low-fat meant you could double down. And the companies knew this, they were counting on it. Nobody stops at 10 low-fat cookies. They eat 50. It's like saying you're saving money because everything's on sale, even though you still spend a fortune. Same trick. Then came a sugar-free. Sugar-free cookies, sugar-free candy, sugar-free soda, and people thought they hit the jackpot. Finally, sweets with no consequences. Yeah, until your stomach started making noises like a marching band. Those sugar substitutes will send you running to the bathroom faster than a fire drill. They slap a sugar-free on the package and leave out the part about explosive side effects. It should say, sugar-free, but clear your schedule. And then, of course, a diet. Oh, the magic word. Diet soda, diet cookies, diet ice cream. You stick a diet in front of anything and people will buy it. They don't even read the ingredients, they just see the word and think it's a miracle. Oh, look, diet chocolate cake. I'll take 5. Nobody stops to think that maybe, just maybe, chocolate cake was never supposed to be part of a diet. The companies know this. They know you're weak, they know you want to believe, and they package that belief right into the label. And my personal favorite, a light. Light beer, light butter, light mayonnaise. Light is a word that means absolutely nothing. What does it even mean? Light compared to what? A car battery? Light beer just means it has less alcohol, which means you have to drink twice as much to get drunk. Congratulations, you're hydrated, bloated, and drunk anyway. Light butter, light mayo. It's all nonsense. They take out one thing, put in another, and call it a light. They could fill it with helium and call it light. The marketing isn't just on the labels either. It's in the commercials too. You ever watch food commercials closely? They never show the actual food. They show a fantasy version. You see a cheeseburger on TV and it looks like a work of art. Golden bun, perfectly melted cheese, crisp lettuce, tomatoes shining like a jewel. Then you order it in real life and it looks like somebody sat on it. The bun is squished, the cheese is a cold slice of plastic, and the lettuce looks like it's been living in a landfill. Same product, totally different reality. The commercial is food porn. The real thing is food court, and the language they use in these ads is hysterical. I'm made with real cheese. Real cheese? What the hell else would you make it with? Imaginary cheese, ghost cheese, and they always say a made with, not a made of. That's the trick. A made with real cheese could mean they waved a block of cheddar over the factory and kept moving. One shred of cheese in a giant vat of chemicals, and legally they can call it a made with real cheese. Meanwhile, you're basically eating flavored plastic. Or how about all natural? That's the big one. All natural, you see it on everything. Potato chip soda, even gummy bears. All natural gummy bears. What the hell does that even mean? Arsenic is natural. Uranium is natural. Doesn't mean I want it in my lunchbox. All natural is just another feel-good word they slapped on the label because they know you'll fall for it. Oh, it's natural. It must be good. Poison ivy is natural. Go ahead, make a salad. And let's not forget a gluten-free. That one exploded out of nowhere. Suddenly, everything was gluten-free. Water, salt, chewing gum, gluten-free. Things that never had gluten in the first place. They just put it on the label because it sells. Look, gluten-free bottled water. Really? Was gluten sneaking into water before? Was there a bread factory upstream polluting the springs? No, but they know people will buy it if they think they're avoiding something. Gluten became the boogeyman, so they used it to sell everything. Then you've got a cholesterol-free. Another meaningless phrase. Cholesterol-free peanut butter, cholesterol-free jelly beans. Did anyone ever think jelly beans had cholesterol? They're sugar pellets, but they stick the label on there and people nod like it means something. Oh good, I'm making a healthy choice. Yeah, keep telling yourself that while you down a pound of jelly beans in one sitting. And don't get me started on organic. Oh, organic is a gold mine for marketing. People see the word organic and suddenly they feel virtuous. I only eat organic, yeah? Well, your organic cookies are still cookies. Your organic ice cream is still ice cream. It doesn't magically stop clogging your arteries because it came from an organic cow. And you're paying triple the price for the privilege. Organic is just regular food with a halo on it. Food companies also love to shrink the product and pretend nothing happened. You've seen this trick. Same price, smaller package. Your cereal box is the same size, but open it up and it's half air. Some settling may occur. Settling? That's not settling, that's empty. You're paying for a box of oxygen. Chips are the worst. You buy a big bag of chips, open it up, and it's 90% air. Just one lonely little handful rattling around in there like it's lost. They call it air cushion to protect the product. No, it's a scam to make you think you're getting more than you are. And they've got this whole health food section in the grocery store now filled with the better-for-you snacks. That's the phrase. Not good for you, just better. Better than what? Eating nails, drinking motor oil? A better-for-you cookie is still a cookie. But people load up their carts smiling like they just bought medicine. Oh, I got the healthy chips. There's no such thing. That's like saying you found a nutritious cigarette. The thing is, food marketing works because people want to believe. They want to believe they can have it all. Eat whatever they want, feel no guilt, stay thin, live forever. And the companies are more than happy to sell that dream. They don't care about your health, they care about your wallet. If you want to believe fat-free cookies are healthy, they'll give you a whole aisle of them. If you want to believe organic ice cream is a health food, they'll put it in a fancy carton and charge you double. It's not about truth, it's about fantasy. You ever notice how every commercial ends with the same line? Oh, part of a balanced breakfast. That's the universal excuse. No matter what garbage they're selling, it's a part of a balanced breakfast. Sugary cereal. Part of a balanced breakfast. Chocolate-covered granola bars. Part of a balanced breakfast. They show the cereal next to eggs, toast, orange juice, milk, fruit, bacon. Of course it looks balanced. You've got a banquet laid out like a hotel buffet. Put a shoe on that plate and it would look like part of a balanced breakfast. And let's not forget the mascots. Food mascots are another scam. They give you a cartoon character to make the product seem fun, friendly, harmless. A tiger selling Frosted Flakes. A leprechaun selling sugar bombs. A toucan selling rainbow loops. They never put a doctor in a white coat on the box. They put animals and clowns and elves. Because deep down they know it's not food, it's candy in disguise. And candy goes down easier when a cartoon tells you it's okay. The sad truth is we've all been brainwashed. From the time we were kids watching Saturday morning cartoons, we were trained to crave this junk. Bright colors, fun songs, toys in the box. It was never about nutrition, it was about addiction. They hooked us young and now we're hooked for life. Adults walking around, still eating sugar cereal, still believing the same lies they did at age 6. Only difference is now they're paying for it themselves, and you know what? It's not even clever anymore. The tricks are so obvious, so transparent, but people keep falling for them. You'd think after decades of being lied to, people would wise up. But no, they see a low fat, they see all natural, and they reach for the wallet. Well, the food industry figured out the biggest secret of all. People don't want the truth. They want comfort. They want reassurance, they want to eat garbage and feel good about it, and that's exactly what they're selling. So the next time you see a bag of chips that says a baked not fried, or a candy bar that says a fortified with vitamins, or a soda that says is 0 calories, Just remember, it's still chips, it's still candy, it's still soda. And no matter what they print on the box, you're not fooling your body. You're just fooling yourself. And that's the whole business model. You ever notice people never blame themselves for anything, especially when it comes to food, health, diets, exercise, whatever it is? Nobody ever looks in the mirror and says, yeah, it's me. I'm the problem. I eat too much. No. It's always the diet's fault. The diet didn't work for me. The diet didn't work for you. How about you didn't work for the diet? How about that? How about you were the one shoving cookies down your throat at midnight, not the diet? Diets don't fail. People fail diets. And people have been failing them for decades. That's the funny thing about human nature. People love shortcuts. They want the prize, not the process. They want the medal, not the race. They want the abs, not the sit-ups. You tell someone they can eat nothing but cabbage soup for a month, and they'll believe it because it sounds like a shortcut. Never mind that it's insane, boring, and smells like boiled socks. They'll sign up, grin, and say, oh, this time I've got it. No, you don't. You don't have it. The cabbage has you. And deep down, everybody knows it. They know the diet is stupid. They know it's temporary. But they play the game anyway. Because humans are good at lying to themselves. We're professionals at self-delusion. The only species on Earth that can eat a gallon of ice cream and convince itself it was a cheat meal. Cheat meal. People actually use that phrase like it's noble. Oh, I was good all week, I deserve this. Deserve it? Since when is gluttony a reward? You don't deserve a mountain of nachos because you walked on a treadmill for 20 minutes. That's like robbing a bank and saying you deserved it because you returned the shopping cart at the grocery store. And then people always think time is on their side. Oh, I'll just do this juice cleanse for a week and it'll undo 30 years of bad choices. No, it won't. You don't get to erase decades of pizza, beer, donuts, and late-night Taco Bell just because you drank kale through a straw for 5 days. That's not how the human body works, it remembers. Your body has the receipts. Every slice of cheesecake is still on file. But people don't want to hear that. They want to hear fairy tales. They want to hear that if they buy this powder or swallow this pill or drink this shake, all their problems go away. And the industry gives it to them because human beings love being lied to. They prefer it. If you tell people the truth, that it takes time, effort, discipline, and moderation, they'll boo you off the stage. But if you tell them there's a miracle, a quick fix, a revolutionary new plan, suddenly you're a guru. You're a prophet. You're selling out stadiums. People don't want the truth. They want permission. Permission to keep being lazy while pretending they're not. And oh, the excuses people come up with. My God, people could write novels of excuses. Oh, I would exercise, but I don't have time. Really? You don't have time? You had time to watch 6 hours of reality television last night. You had time to argue with strangers on the internet. You had time to nap twice. But you couldn't find 20 minutes to move your body, be honest. It's not that you don't have time. It's that you don't have interest. If it was fun, you'd make time. People always make time for fun. Nobody's too busy for cake. Nobody's too busy for beer. But exercise? Oh no, suddenly you're booked solid until 2035. And then there's the metabolism excuse. That one's a classic. It's my metabolism. People treat metabolism like it's a demon living inside them. Oh, my metabolism is slow. Yeah, it's slow because you've been feeding it donuts for 30 years. You can't blame your metabolism for being lazy when you trained it that way. It's like blaming your car for being dirty after you drove through a mud puddle. Of course it's dirty. Of course your metabolism is sluggish. You've been running it on pizza and soda since the Reagan administration. Then there's genetics. Oh, genetics is the big one. It's in my gene. Maybe a little, but not everything is genetics. You weren't born with a bag of chips in your hand. You weren't born with a milkshake in your stroller. Don't blame grandma because you can't say no to fried chicken. Genetics might load the gun, but you're the one pulling the trigger with that fork. And people are always comparing themselves to someone else. Oh, my friend can eat anything and never gain weight. Yeah, your friend is 22. Wait a few years. Wait until life kicks them around a bit. Wait until the job, the stress, the kids, the bills. That metabolism will slow down so fast it'll make their head spin. Suddenly they'll be standing right next to you in the diet aisle, comparing protein powders, saying, "What happened to us? What happened as you got older?" That's what happened. Bodies change, gravity wins. That's the game. But nobody wants to accept that. So they keep chasing these ridiculous plans, these fantasy diets, these miracle fixes. They buy the books, they sign up for the programs, they follow the gurus. They live in denial. Because self-delusion is easier than effort. People would rather be lied to than do the work. They'll hand over their money, nod their heads, and swallow whatever nonsense someone's selling. Or drink this tea, it'll melt the fat away. Melt the fat away. Like fat is a candle. You're not melting anything, you're just being more. That's what the tea does. It turns you into a faucet. And when the diet fails, they never admit it was their fault. They say, "Oh, that diet doesn't work for me." "Oh, no, sweetheart, it wasn't the diet. It was you. You didn't follow it. You bent the rules. You cheated. You had treated yourself. You thought you could game the system, and you can't." But people will never admit that because humans are allergic to responsibility. They'll blame the diet, blame the trainer, blame the book, blame the calendar, blame the stars, blame Mercury in retrograde. Anything but themselves. And the funniest part, they'll go right into the next diet. They'll fail one, throw it in the trash, and sign up for another. Over and over again, it's like bad relationships. This one's different. This one's really the one. No, it's not. It's the same. It's just wearing a different outfit. You're going to crash and burn again, and you'll be shocked that it didn't work. People never learn because learning would mean admitting you were wrong before. And humans hate that. It's not just diets either. It's the gym. People buy memberships they never use. They sign up in January, all fired up. This year's my year. 2 weeks later, they're gone. Gym's empty. You could bowl in there. But the membership keeps billing and they keep paying because they don't want to admit they quit. They'd rather donate money to a building full of machines they never touched than admit they gave up. That's self-delusion at its finest. And people dress it up with gadgets. Oh, gadgets. Step counters, calorie trackers, heart rate monitors. People love gadgets. They think if they buy enough technology, it'll trick them into being healthy. Oh, I walked 10,000 steps today. Yeah, to the fridge and back. Those gadgets don't make you healthy. They just give you numbers to brag about. It's the illusion of progress. Humans love the illusion of progress. If it feels like improvement, that's good enough. And then there's the language. The way people talk about food. They don't say, "I ate too much cake." They say, "I was bad." Like it's a moral issue. "I was bad today." No, you weren't bad. You're greedy. There's a difference. Cake is not sin. Broccoli is not virtue. But people love to make it spiritual. Food becomes a religion. Cheat days, clean eating, guilty pleasures. It's all guilt and absolution, sin and salvation. People can't just eat a sandwich anymore. It has to be a moral statement. And here's the kicker. Nobody even wants to be healthy. Not really. They say they do, but they don't. What they want is to look healthy. They want the appearance. The six-pack, the flat stomach, the toned arms. They don't care about cholesterol numbers or blood pressure. They care about how they look in a bathing suit. That's what drives all this insanity. Vanity. Pure vanity. If health was the goal, people would be walking, eating balanced meals, sleeping. But no, they want shortcuts to vanity. Pills, powders, extreme diets, cosmetic tricks. Because human beings are wired for appearances. They'd rather look good and feel terrible than feel good and look average. And that's the tragedy and the comedy of it all. People could solve most of their problems with moderation, balance, and patience. But moderation is boring. Balance is boring. Patience is boring. People don't want boring. They want dramatic. They want fireworks. They want the big reveal. And the diet industry gives it to them year after year because self-delusion pays very well. It keeps people hooked, it keeps people spending, and it keeps them blaming everything but themselves. So here's the truth nobody wants to hear. There's no secret, no hack, no shortcut, no miracle cure. There's just you, your habits, and your choices. And until people stop lying to themselves, they'll keep running in circles, chasing diets like they're playing musical chairs with their waistlines. And the music never stops. So if you want real change, stop making excuses, stop chasing gimmicks, and stop pretending. Because your body isn't fooled. It knows the truth even if you don't. And that's why you can't out-jog a pizza.